Hey there, Greg Swanson with WarriorMindCoach.com. Wanted to jump in here real quick before we get to lesson 4 and encourage you to go back and review the previous lessons as often as possible. You may have printed them out, you may have done a few exercises, but really want you to start to grasp a hold of the power that you have within you to change your personal reality. As we talked about on last session, your personal reality is created by your personality. So when you change your personality, you will change your personal reality. And what comprises your personality is your values, your beliefs, your thoughts, and your vibration. And your vibration comes from those things. So when you're able to work with your beliefs and your thoughts and your negative thinking and positive thinking, work with all those together, you will change your personality and your personal reality will change as well. So just wanted to jump in real quick and encourage you to do that. And now we'll get over to lesson 4.
Type of things can I do with this system, this process? Is it okay to use this to make a lot of money? Is it appropriate to use this system as well as develop the mental strength of a warrior to heal myself of an illness? Is it appropriate to use both of them or either one of them to attract a meaningful relationship in my life? Is it okay to use these resources that I have to enhance my personal status and well-being? And the answer to all those is yes, absolutely. Each of us has been given free will to choose our goals and to create our life according to our own unique vision and desire. And there are no restrictions placed on what we can do. We place our own restrictions on it based on our beliefs and our values. So when you start thinking about choosing goals, choosing appropriate goals, some questions I would encourage you to look at and address before you start picking goals. And that is, who am I? Who am I? I mean, that's one of the biggest questions out there. And I know that's kind of it is a huge question, but when you can start to think of who am I? Where am I going in my life? Why am I going there? And what do I really want in life? When you can start to reflect on those questions, and perhaps more when I coach with individuals, there's more in that. And just when you can start thinking about those and give you a direction, then the appropriate goals, and I mean appropriate for where you want to go, will start to come to your consciousness. You will have the answers as to what goals do you want in your life. And what happens is if we don't get these directions, often we'll find ourselves charging off with this newfound energy in different directions that on the surface makes us feel good and it feels like it's going to be a benefit to us, but in reality it just sidetracks us from what is truly satisfying and nurturing to us. See, the thing about goals is you have to have a burning desire for it. It's not, oh, I'd like to have, oh, I wish I'd have. You have to have a burning desire for it. It has to be something that is just on your mind 24 hours a day. And what happens is choosing ineffective goals happens more often than you realize. And so you can choose any goal your imagination can conceive, but not all goals will serve you equally in motivating and inspiring you. So what I'd like to talk about is get into a little bit of the sample programs that you may want to develop with that. But before we get into that, I still want to encourage you to start thinking about those goals, because if you have a not so burning desire goal, you may quit 1/4, 3/4, halfway to it. You have to decide what you will get, what you will do no matter what. If there's any point in your pursuit of a goal that you would give up, then don't go after the goal, because why would you give up? When you want a burning desire, when you have that burning desire for a goal and you know that you want that goal no matter what, then you can go after it. Not can go after it. I'm not giving you permission, but then you will go after it. But if it's kind of a nicety thing and you'll abandon it with the first bump in the road, why go after it? Why waste your energy in the first place? Go after something that's a burning desire. So enough with that. Let's get into the sample programs. So, if you did everything in this booklet so far, that all the processes and weeding of your garden, of your mental garden, you'd be there for an hour and a half, an hour, and I know that an hour does seem like a long time in our busy schedule, but I recommend starting out with 20 to 30 minutes. It's very doable. You can do 5 minutes of visualization of your goal and 5 minutes of a seeding. And in Develop the Mental Strength of a Warrior, I go into those specific, but visualization is basically the movie, seeding is the emotion. So you go through 5 minutes of each of those. And then perhaps 5 minutes of an affirming goal, an affirmation, and 10 minutes of subconscious exercise for guidance, and that's part of contemplation. And then after week 1, you go to week 2, and perhaps you do 5 minutes of visualization again and 5 minutes of seeding, and then affirmations and contemplating the importance of success in your life and self-image, and 5 minutes of acknowledging your strengths, because we have to acknowledge what we already have. There's nothing wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with any of us. And what happens is we focus so much on what we think is wrong that we overlook our strengths. So 5 minutes of acknowledging your strengths. And then, in week 3, maybe go back to 5 minutes of visualizing your goal and 5 minutes of imprinting new beliefs. And I go over how to imprint those new beliefs in Develop the Mental Strength of a Warrior. 5 minutes of contemplating your personal power to create a new self-image, and maybe take 10 minutes of what that self-image would be. And then 5 minutes of affirmations. I think you're getting the point here. You kind of mix it up a little bit. It's like a recipe. You take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit this week, and you have a chocolate souffle. And then next week you take some of the same ingredients and you make a chocolate brownie. And then or whatever analogy you want to use, but you get the point, right? You use these different aspects to create things. And in Develop the Mental Strength of a Warrior, I go into those much more specifically. But to wrap this part 4 up, really think about the goals. Really think about what's a burning desire for you. Really contemplate, what do you want out of life? And then put together a program right now, today. Download Create Mental Strength Part 4 below. You'll see the PDF. Print that out and start to create your own program. And until then, keep your eye out for Part 5, and remember to live strong.